What knowledge might save your life one day? If you ever get held at gunpoint and asked to get in a vehicle, you fight with everything you've got to not do that. Run zigzag, punch and kick, do whatever, even if you die in the process. Because 99% of the time, people who get in the car do not come back. Especially if being moved from a public place to a private place. If a canker sore in your mouth or on your tongue isn't healing in about 2 weeks, it might not be a canker sore. I'm going into surgery today and they will likely remove 100% of my oral cancer because of early detection. If someone gets stabbed, do not take the knife out if possible. If it stays in, it acts as a plug to the hole and will reduce blood loss. Apply pressure around the wound as best you can and call an ambulance. If you are deep frying something and the entire fucking pot is on fire, do not put it out with water. 1. Turn off the gas or electric range. Don't pour water on it. 2. Cover the pot with a lid. Don't pour water on it. 3. If you don't have a lid, dump baking soda on it. Don't pour water on it. If you pour water on it, your house might burn down and your face might melt. If you have a squeezing, tight sensation in the middle of your chest that travels up the jaw and shoulders or down the left arm, chew up an aspirin and wash it down with water and then call emergency services. You are likely having a heart attack and aspirin is known to thin the blood enough to save your life. Edit. Yes, it could be a panic attack as well. As someone with wicked anxiety, the symptoms are unfortunately very close. I've taken that embarrassing ER trip as well. They said not to worry, and how common it was for people to come in having panic attacks instead of heart attacks. If you're ever on a dark highway at night and suddenly an unmarked car behind you flips police lights on, but you don't feel right about the situation, drive slowly and cautiously to a brightly lit populated area before pulling over. You can also call 911 to find out if there are actually any cops in the area that would be out there to pull you over. If they say no, request for a cop to meet you at a nearby location. There are a lot of carjackers, muggers, etc. that use fake police lights to get people to pull over on a dark and lonely roads, because who isn't going to stop for a cop? If it is a real officer, it may annoy them that you made them follow you for a few miles to a public area, but better safe than sorry, and as far as I know, as long as you're not leading them on a high-speed chase clearly trying to evade them, they can't punish you for it. I'm not a lawyer though, and maybe some actual police officers can chime in. Edit. I get people being doubtful, but this is a kind of thing that happens, and for the people who say it's bad advice, the advice comes straight from the police departments themselves. If you're ever in a situation where you think you have to do it, you should still never drink your own urine. This will only kill you quicker. Urinating expels concentrated blood wastes from your body. Putting them back into your body will only make your kidneys work harder, greatly accelerating your impending kidney failure and reducing the amount of time you have left to find water and save yourself. Survival shows are full of they just want ratings. Don't drink your own urine. Don't give yourself a lake water enema. Don't eat anything you find in the forest. Don't try to tame a wild horse and ride it back to civilization. All things I have seen Bear Grylls do. Real wilderness survival tips. Carry way more water than you think you'll need. Always carry at least one knife. Have a flashlight and a backup flashlight. Pack at least a few granola bars. Have a compass. And carry a comprehensive first aid kit. Preparedness will save your life one day. Oh, and take your effing trash back home with you. Nature isn't your trash can. Edit. Obviously, this post is not meant for you experienced hikers and outdoorsmen. This post is for the type of people who need to be told these things. Read into that what you will. 2 animal ones. 1. If you are scuba free diving and a giant octopus grabs hold of you, do not try to pry him off of you. He has more arms than you and more ways to hold you. Focus on getting him off his anchor point, rock, pipe, whatever. He can't pull you in and pull you down without using the leverage from his anchor. 2. If you are being chased by a swarm of bees, do not jump into a lake or other body of water to escape. This isn't a cartoon. The bees will simply wait above the water to sting you, and now you have created a situation where you move slower, can't breathe as well, and suffer worse if the toxins affect you. You may even swallow a bunch of bees gasping for air. Also, water has unseen predators that you've now introduced to the equation. If pursued by bees, just keep running and running. They will defend their hive to a large proximity, perhaps even a mile. Just run until they feel they've won. How to recognize a stroke fast. Facial droop, eyelid, lip, nose, whatever. Arm numbness or weakness. Slurred speech. Time to call 911. We only have limited time to save your brain if you're having an ischemic stroke. The more time that you lose, the more brain that you lose. After 3 hours of the onset of symptoms, we can't give you TPA, which is the strongest clot buster. Call 911 and tell them you, or your loved one, is having a stroke. This is so that the ambulance will know to take you to the nearest certified stroke center, if there is one in your region. If there is not a nearby stroke center, the local hospital should at least be alerted of what's coming in, so they can start preparing transportation arrangements. If you go swimming in a river, always check the bottom before jumping in. Even if it is the same spot you have swum in before. The bottom can be filled in with rocks and sediment during the spring. Also, if you are swimming in a very deep gorge or quarry, it is probably best not to jump in, even though it seems super tempting. There is sometimes a second current further down, and lots of people drown by going too deep when they jump in and not being able to get back up. There is no such thing as a fair fight. If it's a life-threatening situation, fight dirty. Attempt to bite if you are pinned down, and press the base of your thumbs onto their eyes if necessary. As soon as you get the opportunity, run towards the nearest place with people around and report to the police. Obvious, but often people view fighting as a boxing match. If a hostile dog is confronting you, do not run. It can outrun you, and the minute you turn your back, it'll see it as a sign of weakness and may attack. Instead, keep eye contact with the dog and try to find something long like a branch or pole. Face the dog and start slowly backing in the direction you need to go while shouting at the dog. If the dog comes at you, hit its face with the branch and shout. It will most likely back up out of the range of the stick. Use your phone to call for help if you can. Get a carbon monoxide detector for your home and regularly check to make sure it has fresh batteries. Not everyone is out for the good of all. Everyone has their own agenda, and you cannot be sure your agenda meshes well with theirs. Do not blindly follow others, as they could be leading you to your doom. Calm people live, and panicked people die.